Greetings, traders. This is Steve Greger, otherwise known as the FX Coach, and Pips Don't Lie. So here we are talking a little bit tonight about yet another indicator. This one, FX trading sessions or Forex trading sessions. Kind of fun little indicator because it does have some implications for some traders. It's not going to be for everybody. It's really going to be one of those indicators that is for a more experienced trader setting traps and trading at the pretty much the 30-minute level and above. I mean, 15 if you're trading scans, because the scans really belong on upper level charts, like a 60-minute chart for the most part. 15-minute scans belong because of the size of the move, but they're just plotted on 15-minute charts. So pretty much 15-minute scans and regular 60-minute trading and above will appreciate what this does, showing you the Forex sessions. So let's take a look at it and do a little quick training on it. If you've been following the other indicators like INS and shadow bands, this falls just in line with how it works. Again, this is designed for the TradingView charting platform. And if you go to the pin post at the Scans, Forks, and Fibos group page, in the pin post, there will be discussion on TradingView charts and links, specific links for that in reference to our conversation about them. That being said, if we look at a chart here on TradingView, I've got a 30-minute chart here. So what we're going to do is go to the indicators tab here. So if you want to take notes or play this back slower, same procedure we use to get all the others. We're going to go to the public library right here. And we're going to search in there as normal for just PC space dash. And you'll get all the Pip Club indicators that are out there. And you'll see there's one here called FX Trading Stations. It is not locked, just the same way the INS is not locked. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And it's going to put it on our chart. Now, where we're going with all this is we're getting away from locked indicators at the TradingView level, and we're going to lock them instead with enable codes or passwords at the indicator level. So while we've got it on our chart, there is no plot because the correct enable code has not been entered. So we can do that by going to the format button, bringing this up, and if we put the correct code in there, which is right now FORMAY 18, subject to change any day, we now get a plot, this multicolored rainbow kind of looking thing. So let's look at the format button for a second before we talk about this indicator. So the format button has styles, of course, are going to be colors, and then inputs. Now these are checkbox inputs, and so you'll notice here we have the ability to select the sessions we want to see. So there's the Sydney session, and the Tokyo session, and the London session, and then the US session. All right, and there are checkboxes if you want to display those sessions. As you can see right now, I don't have the Aussie session on there, which will cause an overlap. It starts an hour, as you can see here, before the Tokyo session. And if I click it, then we're going to need some color changes because there's overlaps, and those colors mix essentially. So it's not so much about the colors as it is just the boundaries between the standard sessions and then the overlap of sessions on the charts. So you can fill these in. I've seen one or two TradingView indicators for trading sessions, and they just have them hard-coded, which becomes a problem when you get to those turnover seasons where somebody's going to daylight savings time and the other country's going back to Eastern, but they're not doing it on this one going back to standard, but they're not doing it at the same time, and so it gets pretty messy. So this will allow you to regulate that, and I'll get at least one source in here with some information about what those times are, so you can go look them up. So I've got I've gone ahead and selected all 4 of the trading sessions. Got the defaulted times in here. There is a transparency level. There's not that much difference in transparencies, but I've got it set at 70 right now, and then we have that indicator on the chart. And what you'll notice is very often some of these swings will occur at transition points between the zones, like right here between this gold and green. You can see that swing high occurred right on the transition between a zone. Here's a low down here, right as the transition from gray to blue. And so you'll notice from time to time they're transitioning from the blue to black space, which is an empty time zone. So you'll notice this fairly frequently. So go left. One of these guys, I think. No, maybe not. Here was the end of a session. If I crunch it down, we'll get more. Again, it's not 100% consistent, but it's enough that if I'm setting traps, there's another one. So that bottom was right at the transition between session times. If you're trapping price with pitchforks and other level things, and you see a session break on the chart, that's going to be very good for you to be able to see, what's happening. And it'll train you in reverse because you'll see where a lot of these swings took place, and it'll set the tone for your understanding of how the individual currency pairs like to turn at the end of session times. So pretty little helpful tool. Now this was built so you can not only just see it, use it as an indicator and put any other indicators in there, but you can also, if you feel so inclined, move it right to the price field. I'll just merge this up, and you can put it in the price field, which is pretty cool. Okay, give you exact looks at those swings. And then again, I could bring it right back down. And I think there we go. Bring it back on the bottom. So kind of a useful tool. You can, as I said, set your in the style section, you can set your individual colors, but realize when they overlap, they are. It's just like being back in first grade and using two crayons to create a new color, to merge and create a new color. And so you do have that option though. And then again on inputs, you can turn it on, turn it off, transparency, and set the times for the indicator. Now, let me put up one of the websites. You can find your own, but I've seen several of them that are not 100% aligned, which is not really a cool thing. This is one that I like because you can customize it a little, and the degree of customization, since we run our charts on New York time, should be you select New York time. And when you select New York time, then it gives you the specifics for these markets. We don't trade the Berlin market as its own market. We just go ahead and look at the London session. And so for New York times, here they are. Just remember that for things like the Australian start, it would be 1800 because it's 6 o'clock, and 1900 here for the Tokyo session. And then this page, you can see it tells you for what dates. And so this is updated, to accommodate all the various intricacies of the start times. So you can get the indicator. We've been playing with it now for quite a while, and make sure it's set according to this. Oh, by the way, this is forex.timezoneconverter.com. You want to write that down, forex.timezoneconverter.com, or you could take a screenshot and get that URL that way. So that's it. It's not a complex indicator. It is fun. It adds a little to the charts. And again, you can watch the start and stop of sessions based on what you like to trade, right? And so good deal. Another thing just to have in your arsenal. And like I said, it's not going to be of value to a lot of traders, but trust me, the traders trading larger time frames are going to watch this and make sure they see for potential session breaks. Now, you can track this with a clock. I've had trader friends who have 5 and 6 clocks on their walls so they can, and they've put Sharpies on the covers so they can tell exactly when sessions start and stop for the particular markets. But this is just a fun little way to have something on your chart so you know what's going on. So anyway, I'm going to wind this down. Very, very small training on this, but hopefully enough to get you started if you decide you want to play with this particular indicator.